So the sequence starts with the right back having the ball against Madrid's compact defensive block. So if you look closely, there are four midfield options for Man City. So this is Nico, the holding midfielder, Foden, the attacking midfielder, Cherki, the another attacking midfielder, and Doku, the inverted winger. So the interesting thing is the position of Doku. Guardiola has inverted Doku into the midfield to create that additional midfield options. So this has created four midfielders against Madrid's two midfielders. So Chomini and Ceballos is acting as the center midfielders for Madrid, and Man City has four midfielders against them to create a four versus two overload. Now the obvious problem Man City face is to find a way to access this region. So as of now, Chomini is attracted to the holding midfielder Nico, and Ceballos is left isolated in a 3v1 situation. So Ceballos is totally helpless here. Or due to the positioning of Haaland, the striker, both centre backs are pinned back, and this means neither of them will jump and help Ceballos in the midfield. So as expected, Nunes played Nico, and Nico could use the proximity of Foden to play a back heel. Again, this would not be possible if there was no closely positioned players. So in a conventional positional system, we won't see three or four players in the same region. And this idea of keeping players in close proximity brings the best creative output from their players. So the press is bypassed, and again we can see how Ceballos is isolated in a 3v1. So Foden is a tight space technician, and when under pressure, Foden plays his best football. Ceballos press Foden, and he easily finds Doku. See how the whole press is bypassed using his overload. The situation started with a 4 versus 2 overload, and City cleverly exploited this vulnerability and was able to find a free man. Now the play progressed, and Doku had a good attacking opportunity to release O'Reilly. But the problem is Doku isn't that comfortable on his left foot, and if he was confident and ready, he could have played this pass to O'Reilly, who could have carried the ball into the penalty area. At this exact moment, Rodrigo was actually vulnerable. He lost his balance, and Valverde was on his way to block this passing lane. So at this exact moment, Doku could have played this pass with his left foot. But due to the certain technical limitations, Doku was not able to play such pass. So Doku has the ball, and this opportunity was wasted. So here Foden and Cherki is trying to attack the same region, and this is against the popular beliefs of positional play. And by doing so, they are blocking an easy passing lane to Haaland. So the idea is simple. Guardiola wants to develop these relations between the players in congested region. Here one possibility is that Foden Doku can play a easy pass to Cherki, and Cherki can make a backheel pass to Foden, and then Foden can play a clever penetrative pass using his left foot or right foot to Haaland. So Haaland will be in a 1v1 against Rudiger, and this means the attacking team has more probability of scoring from here. So all these are the possibilities here, and if the ball carrier is intelligent enough or is technical enough, he could have created or he could have exploited the situation. So the one thing that we should not forget is that when any team plays using this extreme proximity, the particular players who are involved in this idea should have same interpretation of space. Here Foden and Cherki should understand or interpret the space in the same manner. If Foden has a different understanding of space when compared to that of Cherki, this combination would not be possible. Here Doku was not able to play this pass, but still the possibility of playing such a pass exists, and this is the success of this particular system. Here another possibility that I could see was a simple disguise pass to Foden. So here Doku could have played a disguise pass to Foden into this region. Both Foden and Haaland is attacking this region, and they are actually moving in the blind side of this defender. So if Aurelia was able to move wide and drag his marker, Doku could have played a pass. At this exact moment, Aurelia should have moved wide, and this will drag Rodrigo wide. And as soon as the space is open, Foden will recognize it and make a quick run. And if Doku is good enough, he can play a disguise pass through the legs of Valverde or in between these two players and find Foden. Here Rudiger cannot do anything because he is pinned by Haaland. So basically it is a very vulnerable situation for Madrid, and Doku could have exploited it. But here Doku failed to spot that pass and played it back. The interesting thing is that Foden recognized it and made that run. And even Haaland was aware of such a space, and was trying to attack this particular region. But here the ball was played back. See how closely see how closely Cherky is moving to position in line with the ball. So by having Cherky in line with the ball, City has provided two options for the ball carrier. Here Nico has a straight vertical pass to Cherky and a diagonal pass to Foden. So this movement in between Cherky and Foden is creating all sorts of confusion for opposition. We already saw how this duo worked against Sunderland, and I think they will be very threatening if they continue to, or if they are able to maintain this form. Here Nico wasn't able to exploit this and the ball was played wide. Again, there are multiple opportunities or multiple possibilities for the ball carrier to play inside. But here he break the stereotype by not playing to the wide regions, instead carry the ball into the center region. Here the press from Bellingham was intended to deny this passing lane into the wide regions. Even Silva is moving wide to maintain the width. But against the typical stereotype, Nunes decided to play into the congested region and carried the ball at the defenders. So again, this can be considered as something which is contrary to the popular positional system. So all I am trying to say is how Pep is reinventing his own positional system. In the same game, he used positional system in which all five lanes were occupied. But for particular situations or particular sequences, City is allowed or the players are allowed to move into their favorite zones and to position closely so that they can develop relations between themselves. As of now, we are not seeing a Guardiola who is trying to limit his players' freedom by forcing them into certain regions. But now Guardiola is trying to create a system in which his creative players are allowed to position in regions where they feel comfortable. Both Ford and Cherky is allowed to move into those regions or move into those congested regions where they can play some quick interchanges or where they can use their quick turns or quick passes to beat the press. So by doing so, Guardiola is trying to get the best out of his creative technicians.